Hello everyone. So hope you all are fine. So from today onwards the district administration has given a 3 days relaxation. So try to utilize the relaxation in a better manner because you are very important to your family. Don't roam outside unnecessarily and try to avoid marketplaces where huge crowd will be gathered. Better you people stay in your home and stay safe. So because of this pandemic, as per the directions of Department of Technical Education, we the staff members of Anjuman Polytechnic Hubli are conducting the online classes. So in the earlier online classes I had briefed you about the analysis of masonry dam. So today in this video we will be dealing with the second problem of analysis of masonry dam. So I will read you out the problem which has been given. A masonry dam 1.2 meter wide at top and 3.2 meter wide at bottom is 5 meter high and has water face vertical. If the water is likely to rise to the top of the dam, calculate the maximum and minimum pressure intensities at the base of the dam when the dam is full and the dam is empty. Take density of masonry as 22.4 kilonewton per meter cube and density of water as 10 kilonewton per meter cube. So students, as per the given problem, so first thing is we have to write down the given details. Okay, so based on the question given, I have written down the details which are being given in the problem. The first detail is the top width of the dam, that is 1.2 meter, and it is designated as small a. The bottom width is given as 3.2 meter, which is designated by B. Total height of the dam is given as 5 meters, and the condition is the water is likely to rise to the top of the dam. Means here in the question it is said that the water level it will be raised to the top of the dam. Means here the height of water impounded, that is small h, we have to consider it as 5 meter itself. Okay, and density of masonry is given as 22.4 kilonewton per meter cube and density of water is given as 10 kilonewton per meter cube. So based on the given details we have to draw the figure of the dam. Okay, so based on the given details, the top width of the dam, that is small a, it is given as 1.2 meter, and bottom width of the dam, base width of the dam, it is given as 3.2 meter, and the total height is given as 5 meters, that is designated by H, and the height of water impounded in the dam, it is denoted by small h, and it is also 5 meter. Okay, so after writing down the given details and drawing the figure, we will start with the solution part. So in the last video I had briefed you about the solution, and in the steps of analysis I had briefed you about the 6 steps which are involved in analysis of the masonry dam. So by using those 6 steps only we have to analyze the pressure intensities at the base of the dam. Okay, so to start with the solution, the first step is we have to calculate the weight of the dam per unit length, and it is denoted by capital W. Okay, so weight of the dam per unit weight, it is given by an equation, that is rho into A plus B divided by 2 into capital H, where rho is density of masonry, A is top width of the dam, B bottom width of the dam, and capital H is total height of the dam. So when we substitute the values, okay, so rho, that is density of masonry, it is given as 22.4 kilonewton per meter cube. So 22.4 into A plus B. The top width of the dam is given as 1.2 meter, whereas bottom width is given as 3.2 meter. So A plus B divided by 2, that is 1.2 plus 3.2 divided by 2 into 5. 5 is nothing but the total height of the dam. So when we substitute and when we calculate, we get the answer, that is the weight of the dam W is equals to 246.4 kilonewtons. Okay, so after solving, after calculating the value of weight of dam per unit length, the second step is we have to calculate the total pressure per unit length, which is denoted by capital P. Okay, so to determine the total pressure, the equation is capital P is equals to small w into small h square divided by 2. So here total pressure means it is the pressure which is acted by the water which we are storing in the dam. Okay, so whatever water will be stored on the upstream side of the dam, okay, so that water will be acting certain type of pressure on the body wall of the dam. So that total pressure we have to calculate. So that total pressure is given by an equation, small w into small h square divided by 2, where small w is density of water, that is given as 10 kilonewton per meter cube, and small h it is given as 5 meters. So 10 plus 5 square divided by 2. So when you substitute and when you calculate, we get the value of total pressure P is equals to 125 kilonewtons. Okay, after calculating the total pressure per unit length, we have to move forward with the third step. Okay, so the third step is we have to calculate distance of resultant from the heel. Okay, so distance of resultant means it is the distance where the resultant will be acting from the heel of the dam. Okay, so earlier I had told, here when we consider the dam, this part is called as heel and the front part is called as toe. So we have to calculate the distance from the heel to the point where the resultant will be acting. Okay, so that to calculate that distance, the equation is z is equals to x bar plus small h divided by 3 into capital P divided by capital W. Okay, so to substitute these values, we require x bar, because h is nothing but the height of water stored, it is given, and P is the total pressure we have calculated, W is the weight of the dam which we have calculated. Okay, so x bar we have to calculate. So to calculate x bar, the equation is x bar is equals to a square plus a into b plus b square divided by 3 times a plus b. Okay, this is the equation to calculate the distance, that is x bar. So x bar is the distance from the water face vertical to the center of gravity of the dam. That distance is called as x bar. So to calculate x bar, we are having the equation, that is a square plus a into b plus b square divided by 3 times a plus b. So when we substitute the values of a and b, that is nothing but the top and bottom width of the dam, we get the value of x bar as 1.175 meters. Okay, so after calculating the value of x bar, we have to substitute the same value in the equation, that is z, to calculate the distance of resultant. Okay, so z is equals to x bar we have calculated as 1.175 plus h divided by 3. H is the height of water stored, that is 5 meters. So 5 divided by 3 into capital P. So it is nothing but total pressure, we have calculated it as 125 kilonewton, and W is nothing but the unit weight of dam, that is 246.4. So when you substitute the values in the equation and calculate it properly, we get the answer as z is equals to 2.02 meters. Okay, so always remember that this distance, whatever z we are calculating, it should be within the base width of the dam. So here the base width of the dam is given as 3.2. Okay, so the value of the z what we are calculating, that is 2.02, it is less than the base width of the dam 3.2, means the dam is safe against sliding. Okay, so in no condition this distance, that is z, it should increase the base of the dam. Okay, if this z, the value of the z, that is nothing but the distance of resultant, if it is more than the base width of the dam, then the dam should be redesigned. It is not safe. Okay, so after calculating the distance of resultant from the heel, the next step, that is step number 4, that is the step number 4, that is eccentricity. Okay, we have to calculate eccentricity in the next step. So eccentricity, while calculating eccentricity, we are having conditions. Okay, the first condition when the dam is full, and the second condition is when the dam is empty. So based on these conditions, the formula for eccentricity will be, so for the first condition, when the dam is full, means when we are storing the water to the full height of the dam, that time the eccentricity will be z minus of b by 2. So substitute the values. Z is nothing but the distance of resultant from the heel. So we have calculated it as 2.02 meter. B is the base width of the dam. So 3.2 meter divided by 2. When we substitute the values, we get the answer as 0.42 meter. Okay, this is the value of eccentricity when the dam is full. And when the dam is empty, the value of eccentricity will be E is equals to B by 2 minus of X bar. Okay, so B is nothing but base width, X bar is nothing but the distance of center of gravity from the water face vertical. So when we substitute the values of B and X bar in the equation, we get the value of eccentricity as 0.425 meter when the dam is empty. So after calculating the values of eccentricity when for both the conditions, that is for dam is full and dam is empty, we have to go for the fifth step, that is calculation of pressure intensities. So pressure intensities means maximum pressure and minimum pressure we have to calculate. It is denoted as P max and P minimum. So again here also to calculate pressure intensities, we have to consider the conditions. That is, the first condition is when dam is full. So the first condition when dam is full, so P max, it is given by equation capital W divided by B into bracket 1 plus 6 times eccentricity divided by B. So W is nothing but the unit weight of the dam, which we have calculated in the first step. B, the base width of the dam. E is nothing but the eccentricity, which we have calculated in the fourth step. And again B is nothing but the base width of the dam. So after substituting the values, so W we have calculated it as 246.4. B is given as 3.2 meter. 1 will be constant and 6 will be constant. Eccentricity when the dam is full, we have calculated it as 0.42. So base width is 3.2. So when we substitute the values and calculate, we come to know that the maximum pressure at the base of the dam is 137.367 kilonewton per meter square. This is when the dam is full. And the minimum pressure, it is given by equation W by B is into bracket 1 minus 6E divided by B. So only the difference between P max and P minimum is the sign convention. When we are calculating P max, we have to take it as positive, and when we are calculating P minimum, we have to consider it as negative. This is only the difference. Remaining the values will be same. So when you substitute the values, we get the value of minimum pressure as 16.36 kilonewton per meter square when the dam is in full condition. And coming over to the second condition when the dam is empty. So when the dam is empty, again the formula of maximum pressure remains same. Substitute the values to get the value of P max as 138.359 kilonewton per meter square. So here only one value will change, that is eccentricity. So eccentricity, you have to consider the value of eccentricity when the dam is empty, which we have calculated in step number 4. So when dam is empty, eccentricity we have calculated it as 0.425. So substituting this value in the second condition, we get the maximum pressure as 138.359 when the dam is empty. And minimum pressure, substituting all the values, we calculate the value as P minimum is equals to 15.64 kilonewton per meter square when the dam is empty. Okay, so after calculating maximum and minimum pressures for both the conditions, that is when dam is full and when dam is empty, So the last step is we have to draw the pressure intensity diagrams. Okay, that is nothing but our step number 6, last step. So in the last step we have to draw the diagrams. So this is the diagram of the dam, top width, bottom width, and the total height. So two conditions, I have drawn two separate diagrams. The first diagram is when the dam is full. So when the dam is full, we know that the water will be stored for the full height. Okay, so because of this storage of water, the water will act some pressure. Okay, so due to this pressure, the maximum pressure will be at the toe of the dam. Okay, always remember this. When the dam is full, the maximum pressure will be acting at the toe of the dam, whereas the minimum pressure will be acting at the heel of the dam. Okay, so based on this, we have to draw the pressure intensities. So P max, we have calculated the value as 137.637. So it will be at the toe of the dam, and whereas P minimum, which is 16.36, it will be acting at the heel of the dam. While going for the dam is empty condition, second condition, that is dam is empty. So here we are not storing any water, the dam will be entirely empty. That time what will happen, the maximum pressure will be at the heel of the dam because of the self weight of the dam, and the minimum pressure will be at the toe of the dam. Okay, so this time the pressure diagram will be P max at the heel of the dam will be 138.359, and P minimum at the toe of the dam, it will be 15.64 kilonewton per meter square. So hope you people have understood the explanation. If any doubts, you can contact any time regarding the clarification of your doubts, and as per your questions, we will prepare a video to clear your doubts. Thank you.